Hello students, the video title shows infinitive versus gerund. I am going to discuss how, when and where to use infinitive and gerund. They are used in different manners, and if you learn the usage of both the infinitive and gerund, then you'll be able to write English more correctly. So I think this video will clarify your doubts regarding the usage of the infinitive or the gerund. What is infinitive? You know, infinitive is 2 plus the base form of the verb, and gerund is base form of the verb plus ing. Ing form is called gerund when it is used as noun, and infinitive 2 plus base form of the verb, and it takes the time, it talks of the time the sentence or the main verb refers to. Now, there are 3 patterns I'm going to discuss in this video lesson. Now, let us look the first pattern. I'm Vikas sir. I'm making this video to clear your doubts regarding infinitive and gerund. Now, let's go to the points first. Infinitive versus gerund. The words remember and forget plus to infinitive. We can use remember plus forget plus to infinitive. We can also use remember plus forget or forget with gerund. But when we use it with infinitive, it talks about the necessary actions done by us or not. The actions we generally do or we do not do. That is, we remember to bring tiffin with us. That is necessary action, and it refers to the same tense as this one. We can also use remember and forget with gerund. To talk about past memories, when we use these words remember and forget plus gerund, just like I forgot doing the mathematics. That means I did not remember it. When we talk about past memories, memories that have been passed, done in the early time, when we talk about those things, we use these words remember and forget with the gerund. Now let's go to the next word. Stop. Stop also can be used with infinitive and with gerund, with different meanings. Stop plus to infinitive means pause to do something different. We are doing something and we stop to do something different. That is pause, stop plus to infinitive. Stop plus gerund, quit an action, practice or habit permanently. If we leave something permanently, we use stop plus gerund. For example, we can say, I stopped to buy a new dress. That means I was walking and I stopped before a shop and I bought a new dress then. So the action walking was interrupted because I stopped to buy a new dress. So you use stop plus to infinitive to point out doing something different than what we were doing. Stop plus gerund, he stopped smoking. That means he left the habit of smoking. Stop plus gerund means quit an action permanently. Habit or practice permanently. Leave it forever. Let's go to the next example. Go on plus to infinitive. To do something different or the next thing. That means he was doing something and then he does something different from what he was doing. That is go on plus to infinitive. Go on plus gerund to continue doing the same thing. When we say he was speaking on the podium and then he went on to shake hand with the chief guest. That means he was doing something, then he changed the course of his action and went on to do something different from what he was doing. Now go on gerund, go on plus gerund to continue doing the same thing. He went on shopping. That means he continued shopping for a longer time. So the difference in the meaning is quite clear. When we use go on plus infinitive, it means interrupted action and then another action. And go on plus gerund means continuing the same course of action. We go to the next word to understand the difference in meaning when we use with infinitive and gerund. Mean to plus infinitive, to intend or to want to do something, it means. Mean plus gerund to express result. I mean going there. That means you need to go there. That is the result, outcome of your action. And I mean to do it. That means I want to do it. I did not do it so far. I want to do it next. That is, I mean to go to Calcutta. That means I want to go to Calcutta next. But mean plus gerund means to express result. I mean going there. That means reaching the place and having something there. The result. Next we go to these words. Need, want, deserve. Plus to infinitive. Sense is always active. I want a new dress. I want to buy a new dress. Here, I want something. Quite clear, it is active in the sense. But when these verbs are used with gerund, then the sense becomes passive. For example, the room needs cleaning. That means the room wants to be cleaned, needs to be cleaned, deserves to be cleaned. We can use that. In the passive sense, we use need, want, deserve plus gerund in the passive sense, like that. To be cleaned, now, we must remember these words which are used only with infinitive. That means the list of the words you must remember, these words can never be used with gerund. Afford in the sense to have money to buy something. Agree, aim without the preposition aim at, attempt, ask, care without the preposition for, can't wait, choose, decide, demand, fail, help, hope, learn, manage, neglect, offer, plan, prepare, promise, refuse, seek. Vow, wish, want. All these words are always used with infinitive forms. You must have to remember the list of the words given here. They can never be used with gerunds. Now, we must remember the verbs used with gerund only. They cannot be used with infinitive form. Admit, avoid, consider, cannot help. Stand, delay, dislike, enjoy. Excuse, finish, give up, go. Imagine, keep on. Mind, miss. Practice, put off, risk, suggest. All these words are used only with gerund and they can never be used with infinitives. Suppose we do not generally write, I finished to do it. Actually, we write, we finished doing it. So with these words, the list of the words given here, we always use gerund. This is the second pattern of using gerund or infinitive. When to use gerund and when not to use infinitive. Next, verbs used with both the words, infinitive and gerund. There are many verbs in the list, little or no difference in the meaning. We do not have any difference in meaning when we use with these verbs. Remember the list of the verbs. Begin, bother, cease, continue. Hate, intend, prefer, start. All these words can be used both with gerunds and with to infinitive without any change in the meaning. That means if I say, I started eating at 7 a.m. or I may say, I started to eat at 7 a.m. These two sentences are not different in meaning. They began writing a poem in the morning. They began to write a poem in the morning. There is no difference. So, while using these words, we can use either gerund or infinitive without any change in the meaning. Remember the list of the words. Some special verbs. Look at the special verbs. Like, love, hate. Generally take gerund with them. I love swimming. I love going to the market. I love shopping. I hate shopping in the morning. Like this. But when we use them with would before them, we always use to infinitive. I would like to thank you. I would like to go to Kolkata. I would hate to do this job. In all these cases, we always use to plus to infinitive simply because we use would with like, love or hate. Remember the verbs. Some special verbs again. Like, love, hate plus gerund. We can also use gerund with them. When we use gerund, we mean real-time action. I love swimming. While doing swimming, I may say this because it is real-time action. I love swimming. Like, love, hate plus to infinitive. It means possible action, not done yet. I like to go to Kolkata. I have not gone to Kolkata yet, but I like to go to Kolkata. That means it indicates possible action to be done in the future time. Remember that. That is the difference in the usage of infinitive with these verbs and gerund with like, love or hate. Some special verbs: advise, allow, permit and recommend. Remember these four verbs. With object, we always use to infinitive. If there is an object after these verbs, we always use to infinitive. We do not use gerund. I advised him to take medicine regularly. I allowed him to go there. I permitted him to attend the classes. I recommended him to go to a hill station. Like this. When we use an object with these verbs, we always use to infinitive with them. Remember the 4 verbs. Without object, we always use gerund with these verbs. When there is no object after these verbs, we use gerund. I advised doing it. I allowed studying in this room. I permitted going there. I recommended leaving this room without any sound. So, you must remember that these 4 verbs, when they have an object, they always take infinitive after them, and without object, they always take gerund. After prepositions, we must use gerund, not infinitive. Remember that. On hearing the news. Here we use on is preposition, hearing the news. You must remember 2 words, used to and look forward to. These are phrasal verbs, and used to and look forward to have a common thing, that is to. To is the form of the phrasal verb in this case, in these cases. So, that is not the part of the infinitive to be followed. So, we do not use infinitive form after these 2 verbs, used to and look forward to. Even if look forward to can be used in progressive tenses, continuous tenses, and while using look forward to in continuous tense, we have to use gerund form, not the infinitive form. I am looking forward to meeting you, not to meet you. That will be incorrect. Simply because look forward to is the phrasal verb, and to at the end of this word is a part of the phrasal verb, is not a part of a infinitive to be followed. Okay, so we must remember used to and look forward to always take gerund after them. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I hope it will clear your doubts regarding the usage of infinitive and gerund in different circumstances.